Imagine walking through an expansive open-world video game. The mountains way off in the distance and the trees behind you, they don't actually exist as solid objects yet.
Right, they're just code.
Exactly. They're just code waiting to be rendered the exact second your character looks at them. Now, classical physics told us the universe was more like a pre-recorded movie. Like
Yeah.
everything is already there whether you look at it or not.
Yeah, that was the standard comfortable view for a long time.
But today's stack of sources for this deep dive covers the physics and, well, the philosophy of John Archibald Wheeler. And it suggests reality is actually that live rendered video game.
Yeah.
So today we are jumping into how your observation literally builds the universe, the quantum mechanics that prove it, and what that means for where you put your focus.
So Wheeler's shift in thinking is really essential here. I mean, he was this giant of 20th century physics who spent his early career treating reality as solid stuff. He actually called this phase everything as particles. But then he moved to everything as fields, working heavily with general relativity. And his final paradigm shift was everything is information. Or as he famously put it from bit.
Right, it from bit. It's the idea that the universe isn't some objective stage we just happen to be standing on. It is a participatory universe.
Exactly.
And Wheeler used a variation of the game 20 Questions to illustrate this, which I absolutely love. In his surprise version, the group doesn't actually agree on an object while you are out of the room.
Yeah, there's literally no predetermined answer at all.
Right, so when you start asking yes or no questions, the group just has to answer consistently with their previous answers. So your specific questions force them to narrow it down until a word finally materializes.
The object didn't exist until you interrogated it, and the implications there are just huge. I mean, you aren't uncovering a pre-existing truth. You are actually collaborating with potentiality to crystallize a physical reality.
The bit of information creates the physical it.
Exactly. And the standard double-slit experiment establishes this on a basic level. Like, photons act like these fuzzy waves of potential until a detector forces them to pick a path and act like solid particles.
Okay, but Wheeler's delayed choice thought experiment pushes this into deeply uncomfortable territory. I was looking at his models, and you really have to help me with the causality.
It's really weird, yeah.
Like, how exactly does an experimenter's choice to measure a photon today alter how that photon behaved billions of years ago? It breaks logic.
Well, it breaks our standard understanding of linear time, for sure. So think of a single photon leaving a distant quasar billions of years ago.
Okay, I'm with you.
And a massive galaxy sits between that quasar and Earth, acting as a gravitational lens. The photon can take one of two paths around this galaxy to reach us.
Right, left to right.
Yeah, and according to quantum mechanics, until it's measured, that photon exists in a superposition.
Meaning it's in a suspended state where it's essentially taking both paths simultaneously as a wave. So it arrives at Earth today, still in that totally undefined wave state.
Yes. And Wheeler proved that if we wait until the very last microsecond, like right as the photon arrives, to decide whether to place a detector on one specific path, our measurement right now collapses that superposition.
Wait, so the photon instantly registers as a particle that took only one historical path?
Yes. Our present-day observation dictates the physical history of that photon billions of years in the past.
That is just wild.
It is. The past literally has no existence until it is recorded in the present.
So if the math holds up, and the lab experiments confirm it does, then the universe is literally waiting on our questions to render its history in its present.
That's the reality of it.
Which brings us to how you, listening to this right now, move through your daily life. Because if it comes from a bit of observation, your attention isn't just passive. It is literally the mechanism of creation.
Yeah, if consciousness participates in actualizing reality, your mental state acts as a physical tool.
Like a tool you use to carve out your life.
Exactly. Think of your attention like the stylus on a record player. A sharp, focused needle plays a clear, intentional song.
But if your attention is fragmented or, contradictory, it's like a dull needle dragging across the grooves.
Right. In quantum terms, scattered attention accelerates decoherence. The system breaks down into static rather than collapsing into a sharp, coherent reality.
So you are negotiating with the universe every single second. The universe presents a wave of probabilities, you ask it a question with your focus, and it hands you a concrete reality in return.
Yes, which means choosing where you direct your focus is the most consequential physical action you take.
which naturally leads to Wheeler's ultimate concept, the self-excited circuit.
Oh, this is the best part. Because if the universe fundamentally requires an observer to pull it out of a fuzzy wave of potential into solid reality.
Could the entire 13.8 billion year history of cosmic evolution just be the universe's highly elaborate way of engineering its own self-awareness through us?
It's a staggering thought.
It really is. Something to think about the next time you assume the world around you is just sitting there waiting.